Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3.
Goal de Messi!
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3.
Messi in the box. Shoots!
This is the Inter Miami pregame show, live from the ESPN West Palm studios. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Fresh off of a brilliant performance in Cincinnati, Lionel Messi and our Inter Miami Herons are home at New Bank Stadium. Welcome on in, folks, to your Inter Miami radio network. Inter Miami will be hosting Portland coming up here momentarily. It is match day 14 across the MLS. A couple of Inter Miami Herons last week, like Lionel Messi and Yannick Bright, part of the match day 13 teams of the week. But Inter Miami gearing up for what we hope will be their first victory at New Bank Stadium. Now, we don't need to go through what happened the last time our Herons were out on the pitch here at New Bank Stadium. It was the 4-3 loss to Orlando, where Inter Miami was up 3-0 in the game. But Portland comes into this game in their last 15, in Portland's last 15 away matches versus Eastern Conference teams. They have 4 draws, 10 losses, and only 1 win. Once again, since 2021, Portland has only won 1 of its 15 away matches versus Eastern Conference teams. Inter Miami's starting lineup will look like this tonight, a 4-3-3. Sergio Reguilon, Mikael, Gonzalo Luan, Ian Frey, Dane St. Clair between the sticks. In the midfield, you have Telasco Segovia, Yannick Bright, Rodrigo de Paul, and then the same 3 attackers up top. You got Germán Berterame, Luis Suarez, and Lionel Messi. The Timbers will go with the 4-2-3-1, and after this timeout, I will get you your starting lineups for them. Once again, this is your Inter Miami pregame show, and we are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. We all know that feeling, a change of plans, an unexpected curve, and a new opportunity. Folks, say yes with the brand new Audi Q3. Instead of overthinking it, say yes with the Q3, because the Q3 is made for the S-Life with the power and room to handle whatever pops up. Say yes to adventure, escape, and right now with the all-new Audi Q3 made for the S-Life. The official premium and electric car partner of IMCF football. Folks, Audi is the official premium and electric car partner of IMCF football. Taking our first time out when we come back, Portland starting lineups. More news and notes for you on your Inter Miami radio network.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football, because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Picture this, a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer is always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
If you love soccer, let Tri-Rail be your connection to Inter Miami CF games at Miami Freedom Park. Take the train to skip traffic and parking. Just an easy ride to the match. And the stadium is just steps away from Tri-Rail's Miami Airport Station. Plus, return service makes getting home simple after the final whistle. Weekend round-trip fares are just $5. Plan your ride at tri-rail.com, tri-rail.com.
Over Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey, Michael Irvin. Another promo just dropped on Hard Rock Bet. I got a profit boost this morning. Whoa, and a huge bonus bet just hit my account. Is the app on fire like this every week?
Only on days that end in Y. Like today, yesterday, all day, every day.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Don't miss Russo and Rizzo.
I'm going to Norway. A 26-bed hostel room. It's $110 a night.
Disgusting. I would never do a hostel.
There's something that I found called couch surfing. You could go to somebody's home, and I'm pretty sure it's free. But the idea is you need to pull your weight around the house.
What are you doing? You're going to go be a nanny in Norway?
I don't know, man.
You're going to have to do chores to stay somewhere. You're ridiculous.
It's Russo and Rizzo, weekdays at 4, here on ESPN 106.3.
Gol de Messi.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Now let's get to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
We gave you your Herons starting lineup before we went to timeout. It's time to get you the starting lineup presented by Audi for the Portland Timbers. 4-2-3-1. A 4-2-3-1 for the Timbers coming up tonight from left to right on that back line. They got branded by Finn Sermon, Kamal Miller, and Jimmer Forey. Now, Finn Sermon is a hopeful to start through New Zealand in the upcoming World Cup, something to look out for. And Kamal Miller hoping to make that roster for Canada. In net, they have James Panamas, and he is one of 3 Canadian goalkeepers we've seen this year. Obviously, our goalkeeper, Dane St. Clair, Maxi Crepeau for Orlando, and then Pantemis is the 3rd Canadian goalkeeper we're seeing. He is the full-time keeper now for Portland. Keep in mind, him and Crepeau were both keepers for Portland once upon a time, but Pantemis, the guy in net for Portland. The 2 DMs tonight, the American Cole Bassett and Diego Chara. Chara will be doing captaining tonight for the Timbers. The 3 attackers, Christopher Veldy, David DaCosta, and Anthony, and then the lone striker up top, Kevin Kelsey. Assuming David DaCosta, from what I've watched from Portland this year, DaCosta will be playing that number 10 role, doing a lot of passing, doing a lot of facilitating between the DMs himself and the attackers. And then Kevin Kelsey is the big 6'4" striker who's got 5 MLS goals this year. Portland, 4 wins, 6 losses on the year. They are 12th in the Western Conference. But folks, it is now time to get to the national anthem. We're taking our final timeout on our Inter Miami Radio Network.
A change in plans? Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
If you love soccer, let Tri-Rail be your connection to Inter Miami CF games at Miami Freedom Park. Take the train to skip traffic and parking. Just an easy ride to the match. And the stadium is just steps away from Tri-Rail's Miami Airport Station. Plus, return service makes getting home simple after the final whistle. Weekend round-trip fares are just $5. Plan your ride at tri-rail.com, tri-rail.com.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey, Irv, you watching the game?
Watching. I'm all over these live bets on the Hard Rock Bet app right now. Brother, I'm in the game. That's a quick winner. Si se puede, si se puede, si se
Live
puede.
betting on Hard Rock Bet makes any game worth celebrating.
Si se.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start live betting today. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath, proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football, because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
Picture this. A curve in the road. A change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Moments away from kicking off here at New Bank Stadium. Believe it or not, it's already game number 5 from this brand new stadium in Miami. 3 draws, 1 loss, and we're going to get, hopefully, that first win coming up tonight. But Inter Miami, once again, folks, a 4-3-3 in their lineup. Portland, a 4-2-3-1. Lionel Messi in the lineup, and he will be playing right wing coming up tonight. Now, a couple of things for Portland. You're going to see a familiar face on the sideline. That is Phil Neville. And for all my Heron fans out there, you'll remember his tenure, January 2021, all the way until June of 2023. He put together a 36-43-11 record with our Inter Miami Herons, and the Herons managed to go to the playoffs in 2022. He's been at Portland since the start of 2024, and Neville, before going to Portland, actually spent some time with the Canadian national team. So Phil Neville, the gaffer for Portland. Now, as far as Portland and some of their results, they tied Montreal 2-2 in their last fixture, but they absolutely eviscerated an opponent at home 6-0. A 6-0 win for Portland 2 games ago, and before that game, Phil Neville actually called out his team. Phil Neville said the egos, nonetheless, need to be left at the door for Portland to get where they want to be this season. But the Timbers, once again, in 15 away fixtures in the Eastern Conference. 15 away fixtures in the Eastern Conference is 2021. They only have 1 win. They have 4 draws and 10 losses. We all know our Inter Miami Herons, folks, coming off that big win against FC Cincinnati. Lionel Messi. All right, listen, folks, I'm calling it a hat trick. It was a hat trick, spare me. Lionel Messi with a hat trick, but he had 3 goal contributions technically in the game. I'm calling it a hat trick on your Inter Miami Radio Network. And Lionel Messi now, folks, has recorded 3 straight league games with at least 3 goal contributions 3 times since joining Inter Miami. He had obviously the 3 goals, part of the 3 goals, if you want to call it a hat trick or whatnot. But Leo has done that multiple times throughout his tenure with Inter Miami, the most recent one in October. And folks, we are underway here at New Bank Stadium. Once again, Inter Miami, our Herons hosting Portland. Sergio Reguilon, Mikael, Gonzalo Luan, Ian Frey, Dane St. Clair in net. Telasco Segovia, Yannick Bright, Rodrigo DePaul in the midfield. Herman Berterame, Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, the attackers up top. Inter Miami's got it right outside of their own box. Mikael and Gonzalo Luan passing it back and forth. Portland has a press on immediately. Now Dane St. Clair is on. But once again, Phil Neville, former Inter Miami gaffer, back here in South Florida. 2021 to 2023. As St. Clair now boots it deep. He's looking for Suarez past the midfield. Portland gets it, but he immediately turns it over. Now Yannick Bright's on it, and that one rolls out of bounds on the far side touchline. Going to be a throw-in for Inter Miami. But the Timbers have avoided defeat for just the 2nd time in their last 10 away matches in all competitions. So forget about what I said in 2021. The Timbers are struggling on the road this year. Inter Miami now with it, trying to probe in Portland territory. On it now is Telesco Segovia. Segovia lays it up, cross into the box, and that one deflected away by Portland. That was Reguilon on the far side touchline, giving some service. Now Portland is out on the run. This is Christopher Beldi, the Norwegian man, and that one rolls out of bounds. That was good defense there. Yannick Bright. Yannick Bright, as I like to say about him, played his socks off. And to the point where he was part of the team of the match day for week 13. Obviously, Lionel Messi with his hat trick, and then Yannick Bright with his heroics, tackling, passing, facilitating out of that defensive midfield spot. I like to call it box to box. Reguilon now looking deep for Berterame on the far side touchline. Now, Cole Bassett has it for Portland. He's inching close towards that midfield spot. He'll go near side touchline. Anthony. And no retreat back to their goalkeeper in James Pantemis. Once again, Pantemis, the third Canadian goalkeeper we're seeing this year. Our own Dane St. Clair, Maxi Crepo for Orlando, and now Pantemis. As Inter Miami now slaps on the press. Here comes Telesco Segovia. He is heckling Jimmer Forey. Now they'll pass it back to James Pantemis. Talk to Johnson Fletcher, head play-by-play man for Portland, and he said Portland struggles a little bit when that press gets slapped on. And Inter Miami is exactly doing that early on. Near side touchline, Portland managed to get it across midfield. Now, right outside of the box, this is DaCosta. DaCosta with a nice pass into Veldy, who's worked his way all the way to the left side. He's playing right wing today. Is good win of the ball by Luan. Luan looking for a Heron in the middle of the field. Quick touch, and now Lionel Messi has it near side touchline. Messi streaking into the box. He's got space. Leo veering to the penalty arc. Finds Suarez. Suarez pass into Messi. Messi shot blocked. Pantemis able to get a deflection on that. It was a good link-up play between Suarez and Messi. And Messi got a left foot on it, and he shot it right at James Pantemis, who parried it away. Now Portland is on it, but that is the first opportunity of the game here in the fourth minute at New Bank Stadium. Welcome to the fourth minute, 0-0, Inter Miami and Portland. And now we have a foul blowing his referee. By the way, should mention head referee Drew Fisher blowing his whistle. Going to be a free kick for Portland right past that midfield line in Inter Miami territory. On it quickly is DaCosta. And Inter Miami now still heckling a bit with this press early on in the first half. But once again, Fletcher Johnson, play-by-play man for Portland, told me they struggle with the press. This is a team that might be able to turn it over and have our Inter Miami Herons get on the run. Now Inter Miami will recycle to Dane St. Clair. He kicks it deep to Berterame, and he can't get his head on it. It's back to Kamal Miller of the defense. Now here's David DaCosta. I mentioned, folks, DaCosta going to do most of the work for Portland in that midfield when it comes to advancing the ball. He'll probably have the most touches tonight, and he's been rock solid in a lot of Portland's wins this year. Portland's got 4 wins on the year. They're sitting 12th in the Western Conference with 14 points, and our Inter Miami Herons with those 7 wins, 4 draws, and 2 losses. Inter Miami has only lost 3 games in all competitions this year. And before that loss to Orlando about 2 weeks ago, Inter Miami was riding an 11-game unbeaten streak. Mikael now sitting on it in Inter Miami territory. Him and Gonzalo Luan trying to figure out a plan of attack. Speaking of Luan, he's on it now. He plays it to Segovia. Segovia trying to cross that midfield spot. He goes near side touchline to Messi. Messi tries to get a pass off, and that one was deflected away by Diego Chara. And now Messi looking deep on that far side touchline. And that one is scooped up by the goalkeeper, Sergio Reguilon, up with the attack as he was the intended target on the through ball. And now a bad turnover by Portland. That press for Inter Miami bearing fruit. Here's Messi right outside of the penalty arc, veers in, still on it, Leo, shot deflected, and now it's rolling to the far side touchline, but Reguilon is there. Reguilon crosses it, Berterame, header off target, and that one will be a goal kick. But good play by Inter Miami. That press for Inter Miami causing Portland fits. And Telesco Segovia doing a nice job of winning the ball and setting up an opportunity for the Herons. Messi once again had that ball on the string right outside of that penalty arc. And he found Reguilon on the far side touchline. Good service in, and Bertie couldn't get a header on target. Portland will play onto their defense as Messi tracking a ball, heckling on this press still is Inter Miami. A backheel pass by Cole Bassett, and now Portland has numbers. With it is Kevin Kelsey, and now Veldy. Veldy plays it back to Kelsey, and a sliding tackle, Ian Frey. A good job there by the Inter Miami right back to thwart an opportunity from Portland. And I'm at your mercy. He tried passing that to Anthony. And now we have our first corner kick after that Ian Frey deflection presented by Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Farnrath. Folks, all corners on our Inter Miami Radio Network are presented by Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Farnrath, representing injured people and their families for over 40 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Christopher Veldy will take a right foot in-swinging free kick from the left side, as now blowing his whistle is Drew Fisher. He's got a problem with the line. And he barks his orders at a plethora of players, including Ian Frey, Telesco Segovia. Right back for Portland, Brandon Bai and Diego Chara. All right, now Veldy is ready to rock. Right foot in-swinger. Header deflected away by our Herons, but on it with a chance is Portland. Putting a shot there was DeCosta. It's deflected, and he gets it back. He's going to try to sit in Inter Miami territory and probe. No. Rather, he will retreat all the way to James Pantemis, who is well up his line. Pantemis goes far side touchline. This is Brandon Bai. Now Bai gets it to David DeCosta. DeCosta to Cole Bassett, the 24-year-old American Cole Bassett. Back to DeCosta, far side touchline. Anthony. And still on it is Portland. It's a cross to the back stick. As looked dangerous there for a second, but we're going to have an Inter Miami throw-in. That was Christoph Veldy crossing one in towards the back stick. Nobody home. And we're seeing the replay of the first opportunity on target for our Herons. That pass from Suarez to Lionel Messi. Messi put one on target, but it was right at goalkeeper James Pantemis. It's right off the throw-in, deflected out of bounds. We're going to do this thing again. Ian Frey going to throw it in. But head gaffer Phil Neville, former Inter Miami gaffer, he said before that 6-0 evisceration win at home that they had, before that win, he said in order to progress, the Timbers need to start by, quote, dropping their egos. And they've gotten 2 results after that. They had the big 6-0 win at home, and then they drew Montreal on the road 2-2. And they're on the ball in Inter Miami territory on that near side touchline. And with it now is Anthony veering in towards the penalty arc, deflected pass at the Costa shot! And that one parried away by Dane St. Clair. Still on it is Portland. And Portland with another opportunity in the box, but it's thwarted away, thankfully, by our Herons. And I'm at your mercy. Cole Bassett was the player with the big-time play, and now on it for Inter Miami as they try to hit on the counter is Lionel Messi. Him and Berterame, 2-man-2 ball. Berterame trying to get that past to Messi, but it was a bit off target. Portland now sitting on it in their own territory. That was good play by Portland, and once again, Cole Bassett, a 24-year-old American who's playing what I like to call a do-everything mid, a Swiss Army knife. As now we have a foul. Referee Drew Fisher blowing this whistle. It'll be a free kick for our Herons. But on that attempt, Anthony veered in. He found Bassett, and Bassett put a good shot on. And St. Clair able to veer to his right and parry that one with both hands. Portland still ended up on it. It was a deflected shot. And Miami's trying to still escape anything possibly happening as Portland is on it on that far side touchline. Bassett on it again. Now played to Veldy. Veldy cross in, and Dane St. Clair trying to go up and grab that. He got air, but it'll be a goal kick won by Ian Frey. Welcome to the 11th minute, 0-0 Inter Miami and Portland. No score once again in the 11th minute. First half, New Bank Stadium. Game number 5 here as our Inter Miami Herons try to win their first game at this brand spanking new, beautiful stadium. A palace, as I like to call it. Phil Neville barking some orders at the Portland players, and that one goes out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in near side touchline for Portland. Going to be right, let's say, 8 yards in Portland territory, in their own territory. Portland, by the way, all black jerseys, gold trim, alternates, and Inter Miami wearing their all pink. Inter Miami will be attacking the right side in the first half. And the only reason I bring that up, Inter Miami started their first 2 games attacking the left side in the first half, and the Orlando fixture and now this fixture, they've changed it up. So Miami probing onto their defense. On it is Luan. Now to Bright. A press is slapped on, and almost a big-time oopsie by Yannick Bright. Pressing in was Kevin Kelsey, the big 6'4" striker, and Bright almost gave it up there. But Inter Miami now, Suarez wasn't ready for that pass, and a bad turnover. Here's Portland. Right outside of the penalty arc is Bassett. Bassett finds DaCosta. DaCosta step over, lays it up to Anthony in a sliding effort. That's Rodrigo to Paul with a good deflection. Still on it, though, is Portland. Probing in Inter Miami territory. And now we're going to have a throw-in on the near side touchline. And thankfully, that one went off of a timber. Ian Frey going to be throwing this in. Guillermo Hoyos. Undefeated on the road, Guillermo Hoyos. Our Herons have a magical run of games. They've won 7 in a row on the road. If they win their next road fixture, July 25th, it'll be the longest streak in MLS history of winning away fixtures in a single season with 8. Far side touchline, this is Brandon Bai. And they'll play it back to New Zealander Finn Sermon. Once again, Finn Sermon, who will probably most likely start. He's going to be on the team, but I think he'll probably start for that New Zealand national team coming up at the World Cup. As a bad turnover by Portland. On it is Rodrigo de Paul with space right outside the penalty arc. De Paul fights Suarez, shot blocked! James Pantemis coming off of his line. And good press by Inter Miami. Good job by Rodrigo de Paul. Getting that ball to the penalty arc, playing an onside Luis Suarez on the near side. Suarez rifled in a right foot, and James Pantemis had to come off his line. Good goalkeeping there. And we'll have our first corner for our Herons, brought to you by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy and Farnrath, representing injured people and their families for over 40 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Lionel Messi will take it short to Rodrigo de Paul. De Paul back to Messi. Near side touchline, Leo veers into the box. Leo is space, ball on a string, pass in, and nobody home on that back stick. But Diego Chara got a hen out it for Portland, and we'll do it again. Another corner presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy and Farnrath, representing injured people and their families for over 40 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Now, taking this is Sergio Reguilon. From the left side, it'll be a left foot in-swing. And Reguilon takes the in-swinger, looking for Luan on the back stick. Luan heads it in the air, shot! Suarez off the bar, and now in! But we have an offsides. Offsides is the call. Oh my goodness. So Sergio Reguilon, he found Gonzalo Luan. Luan headed it back into the scrum, Ian Frey got a head on it, and then Suarez got a mighty boot, and that one hit the post. Oh my goodness, bar down. And then sadly, Yannick Bright was the player who was in an illegal position after the woodwork. Oh my goodness, that's as close as it's going to get. In the 16th minute, 0-0 still. Inter Miami and Portland, but a big-time opportunity for Inter Miami. James Pantemis now on it, trying to calm everybody down for Portland. Lionel Messi pressing the goalkeeper. And now he tries to go to that far side touchline, but won by Inter Miami. Here's Suarez. Suarez goes to ground, and a foul. Drew Fisher blowing his whistle. That's going to go on the right back, Brandon Bai. And Inter Miami goes quickly from the free kick. Here's Lionel Messi. Back to that far side touchline. Reguilon could services in it, and he does. Header, and Berterame missed it. And Portland now on it with Brandon Bai. It was a good pass in. Berterame missed a header. And Portland now trying to go quickly upfield, and Mikael able to sniff it out and get it back to Yannick Bright, and now to Rodrigo DePaul. DePaul creeping towards that midfield. He goes back to Bright. Now 2-man 2-ball between Bright and Segovia. Now they retreat to the defense. But 18 minutes in, 0-0 Inter Miami and Portland. Two big-time chances for Inter Miami, as now a nifty ball played in. Ian Frey in the box. Frey chips the goalkeeper, and he misses right. So Yannick Bright set up a beautiful pass to Ian Frey. Frey chipped the goalkeeper, and it actually was deflected. I thought that he just got it all wrong, but that one was deflected. James Pantemis getting a big left paw on that as Lionel Messi going back stick, and nobody home on a quick corner. Gosh, Leo took that before I think anybody was even ready to rock. And I give him credit. Number one, it was almost an Olympico on the back stick, and if anybody was home on the back stick, they would have crashed in for a goal. But Ian Frey tried chipping the keeper, and James Pantemis got a big left paw on it. Now Portland's going to try to hit immediately on the counter. This is Veldy. Veldy now finds Chara. Back to DeCasas, and Messi tries to pick the change of Chara. But now Portland back on at far side touchline. A grounder pass to the box from the far side touchline. Mikael cleans it up. Reguilon tries immediately playing it to Segovia, and that one goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Inter Miami with, the ladder said, Reguilon. .5 minutes, 0-0 Inter Miami and Portland. Inter Miami has hit the bar, had a chip shot opportunity and an unbelievable save by James Pantemis. And remember, in the 4th minute, Lionel Messi had a left foot volley that was sadly right at Pantemis. Is now Rodrigo DePaul on it. He gets it to Segovia right outside the penalty area. Segovia plays on Reguilon. Reguilon in, and Pantemis able down and grab that before it got to Berterame's foot. And now Yannick Bright wins it for the Herons. Another dangerous spot. Berterame in the box, trying to box out. Finds DePaul, and that one deflected away by Finn Sermon. Inter Miami probing again. Here's Suarez in the box, near side touchline, right on the byline, crosses it in, headed away. And now Portland recovers. Inter Miami, I'll tell you what, they are swiping at that ball and winning that ball. Reguilon on it, far side touchline. Berterame right outside of the box, back to Reguilon. Here's Reguilon to Yannick Bright. Now they're going to switch their field to Ian Frey. Rodrigo DePaul cuts in, and a bad pass that almost got intercepted, but thankfully Lionel Messi is there. Messi tries playing Suarez. Good defense there by Diego Chara, and Portland's on it on the far side touchline, and running with it is Christopher Veldy. Veldy now deep in Inter Miami territory, veering towards the box. A nice turn. He gets it to Bassett in the box. Bassett cross in, On it now is Costa, and that one is deflected out of bounds to Costa in the box. Almost had an opportunity, but good defense there by the Herons and the center backs. Takes a deflection, and that one will go out of play, out the back for a corner kick presented by Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for over 40 years. Visit foryourrights.com. And getting a foot on that one was Ian Frey on the replay. That was a bang-bang play. Now Portland with a good opportunity from a corner here. It's going to be a right foot outswinger from the left side. Veldy takes it. Back stick header, and that one will go over the bar. On the header and off target was the right back, Brandon By. Inter Miami all over Portland in this half. Chances on target. Pantemis, incredible saves. 22 minutes have been played, 0-0 Inter Miami and Portland. As Inter Miami takes the free kick, they'll go near side touchline, Ian Frey. Frey with a bad pass. Messi wasn't ready for it. Portland now on it in a dangerous spot. This is Cole Bassett. Bassett switches his fields to DaCosta. DaCosta veering towards the box, stops now, and is directing traffic. Now to Brandon By, far side touchline. By retreating now towards the midfield circle, and they'll go right at midfield with Kamal Miller as Herman Berterame heckling him. But too much physicality for Drew Fisher. He blows his whistle. We're going to have a free kick right at the midfield spot. Actually more closer to the far side touchline than the center. Right between the far side touchline and the kickoff spot. And a little confusion on which Portland Timber will take it, and Finn Sermon ultimately does. And that's good defense by Mikael, thwarting away Kevin Kelsey. Portland on it at midfield. This is Diego Chara. Chara will retreat to Pantemis. Portland 12th on that Western Conference tables as of right now, out of the MLS playoffs. 4 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses. As Inter Miami now slaps on a press, as Portland will go back to Pantemis. But Berterame tracking. Pantemis will play it to the near side touchline at Kamal Miller. Now on the near side touchline, Jimmer Foyer. And a back heel pass by Anthony. He was looking for a streaking Christopher Veldy. I'll tell you what, the wingers, Veldy and Anthony, they move. Even though Veldy is coming off that far side touchline, he veers over to the left quite often. Inter Miami now on it with Yannick Bright. Right at midfield is Segovia. Suarez veers in. He's looking for Messi on the far side touchline. Leo was never getting that one, and on it now is Jimmer Forey. Deflected by Yannick Bright. Still in the air. Portland still hot potatoing it with one touch aerial passes. Now far side touchline by. This is Chara. And now I was about to say one by Inter Miami, but somehow, some way, Portland's on the run. Far side touchline. This is Veldy trying to get to the pass, and thankfully going out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Inter Miami. And actually, that was DaCosta who worked his way to that far side touchline. Could have been dangerous if he got a foot down on it. But Inter Miami throwing it in immediately to Gonzalo Luan. Luan now to Mikael. 25 minutes have gone by. Inter Miami and Portland 0-0. 0-0 is your score. Messi with an opportunity. Saved by Pantemis. Luis Suarez has went off the bar. Now Rodrigo de Paul streaking towards the penalty box. He'll go far side touch on Reguilon. Now to the midfield in Segovia. Luan to Paul. Inter Miami sitting in Portland territory. This is Segovia. To Paul. Bright. Back to Segovia. Penalty arc. Telasco takes out a shot. Oh my goodness. A low-driven roller just to the left of James Pantemis' right bar. Good cross-keep shot by Segovia. It was a low-driven opportunity. Man, a whisker to the left of that right bar of James Pantemis. Segovia trying to go from right to left, cross that goalkeeper's face with a low-driven grounder. Had a lot of pace on it. It was a good attempt. Miami still, though, looking for that first goal in the 27th minute. And now with a big turn is Cole Bassett. Bassett in a dangerous spot, and thankfully he got that final pass all wrong because Dane St. Clair scooped that ball up. Bassett was looking for Christopher Veldy. Inter Miami now with the counter. Here is Rodrigo de Paul veering towards the penalty box, looking for Messi. Messi out in the box, shot blocked. Can Leo win it back? And DaCosta ends up with it. And Portland all over the place possessionally. Cole Bassett tried immediately playing it up to their striker, Kevin Kelsey, and Inter Miami's back on it. Inter Miami in Portland territory. This is Segovia, now near side touchline. Rodrigo de Paul. De Paul crossing it back stick, looking for Suarez. Suarez taking the ground. And now on it on the far side touchline, Reguilon. Reguilon cross in, header, and Ian Frey got the header wrong, and that one goes out of bounds. Another good spell of play for Inter Miami, but that one not bearing fruit either in the 28th minute. Our Herons are scoring goals at an incredible rate in the MLS this season. Lionel Messi with that hat trick last game, 5 goals against Cincinnati. Portland on it in their own territory with Diego Chara. Now Jimmer Forey still on that near side touchline. Portland, now they centralize it back to DaCosta. DaCosta with a deep pass looking for Anthony, and Anthony settles it near side touchline. He'll play to the middle, and DaCosta to Veldy. Now Cole Bassett at the penalty arc. This is Kevin Kelsey. Now far side touchline, grounder pass, and Dane St. Clair coming off his lines and grabbing that ball and calming everybody down. Good job there. Brandon by the way, with the service on the far side touchline. Similar to Inter Miami, Portland's got their fullbacks very so up with this attack, specifically Brandon By on that far side touchline. I'm mistaking him often for an attacker. But Brandon By certainly playing an attacking fullback tonight, attacking wingback if you want to call it. Inter Miami on it now in their own territory. This is Mikael. Now Luan, near side touchline to Paul. 2-man 2-ball, Luan and DePaul. Now they play it to Bright. Bright, deep pass, finds Messi right at midfield. Leo trying to play a big-time through ball on that far side touchline to Suarez, still in the air. Suarez wins it. Luis pass in the box to Berterame. Berterame will play it back to Reguilon. Now Inter Miami will recycle to the defenders. All the defenders up with the attack. Mikael to DePaul. DePaul inching to the penalty arc. Rodrigo, pass intercepted, and Portland going to try to hit on a counter, but a big-time tackle by Gonzalo Luan. Went to ground with both feet and won that ball. Thankfully, because Portland had numbers, and now a big-time turn. Cole Bassett leaving Rodrigo de Paul in his wake, but he tried attacking 3 different Inter Miami defenders, and they thwart him. And Inter Miami is on it with Segovia at the midfield circle. Segovia inching closer to the midfield line. Now he finds Messi. Messi in Portland territory. He finds Segovia. Segovia trying to close in on that penalty arc. Now back to Messi. Suarez to Segovia. Back to Messi. Messi shot. Goal! What a liquid play by Inter Miami! Exactly how they wanted to draw that up. Liquid play. Goal. Lionel Messi. 4 goals in 2 games. Leo's on fire. 1-0. Inter Miami. They they finally blow the lid off of this one. They were searching and searching and searching for that first goal. Opportunity after opportunity. And Lionel Messi makes the Timbers pay in the first half. But absolute liquid play. Messi went to Suarez. Suarez made the defender. Back heel pass back to Messi. And oh my goodness, that's one of the plays of the year for Inter Miami this season. What a shot, what a pass, what an effort. Lionel Messi opens up the scoring here in the 30th minute. That's going to be a 31st minute goal. I'm at your mercy. We got 32 on the board right now. But Leo in the 31st minute scoring that goal, and now Portland immediately looking for answers off of the resumage of play. DaCosta on it. Messi 4 goals in his last 2. He is 1 goal behind Hugo Kuipers now on the Golden Boot race. He had 11 goals this season heading into the game. And then with that goal tonight, that makes it 12, and Kuipers for the Chicago Fire sitting at 13. Portland, as I mentioned, looking for answers. They are in Inter Miami territory. Our side touch on Veldy. Veldy goes to ground. That was a flop as Inter Miami thwarts it out of their box. Good pass there by the upman Diego Chara. Chara back on it. Now Bassett. Finn Sermon up with the attack too. Far side touch on Veldy. Veldy cross in, and that one smacked Sergio Reguilon in the head. Sergio's a little wobbly. Hope everything's okay there. And Inter Miami and Mikael able to deflect that out on the far side touchline. But I think they're going to check on Sergio. Sergio took that right off of his head. And you always got to be careful, obviously, with head injuries, as from somebody who suffered from numerous concussions playing American football. You never want to take things too lightly. The Lionel Messi, man, picking up where he left off. I mentioned in the pregame, I'm sorry, I'm calling that a hat trick against Cincinnati. So I apologize for everyone who's listening that doesn't count that as a hat trick, but I do. And dating even back to the Toronto game, Messi scored, and by the way, they're still checking on Sergio Reguilon, but Messi scored in that Toronto game. So that's 5 goals in 3 games. He scored against Orlando. So Lionel Messi on an incredible streak of scoring goals. Nothing new. So 6 goals, 2, 3, 4 in his last 4 games, Lionel Messi. 6 goals in his last 4 games for Lionel Messi with that goal. As Physio's still checking up on Sergio. Hope everything's okay with Reguilon. Probably he can't go. He tell you he's probably going to be coming on for him. Facundo Mora and Noah Allen. They could both play left back. But I think Reguilon trying to run this one off. He actually is trying to run it off on the far side touchline. And I think he's going to be okay. I think he's waiting to check back into this one. But we're going to have a throw-in for Portland on the far side touchline. Inter Miami now playing with 11 men as Reguilon gets back onto the pitch. Veldy plays it far side touchline by crossing it in the box. Portland grounder shot by Bassett. That one deflected by Ian Frey and Luan. But Portland back on it in Inter Miami territory. DaCosta. Now Kevin Kelsey. Near side touchline, Diego Chara. Now back to Forey up with the attack, the left back to DaCosta. DaCosta, nifty move. Didn't go anywhere, but fooled the Inter Miami defense. This is Finn Sermon now. And a good pass by Sermon. Veldy in the box. Tried getting past Mikael and leaving him in his wake. But the veteran Brazilian was not fooled. He's got it on the far side touchline. Low-driven pass. This is Talasco Segovia now. Inter Miami trying to get out as Portland slapping a press on now DePaul. DePaul right between the penalty arc and the midfield circle. Far side touchline, Mikael, as Inter Miami slowly creeping towards the midfield spot. 37 minutes, 1-0, Inter Miami on top. Of Lionel Messi, 31st minute goal is the difference. It was liquid play. Suarez with the hockey assist, Segovia with the back heel assist, and Messi banging it in the box. Near side touchline now, Rodrigo DePaul in Portland territory. DePaul playing Messi onto the box. Leo, shot! Oh my goodness, he just missed left. Messi took it with his weak foot, with that right foot, and he just missed it left. Just skidded past James Pantemis's right bar. Unbelievable. I thought that was goal number 2, and Messi thought that as well. And so did head gaffer Guillermo Hoyos. But 37th minute, still 1-0 Inter Miami. Inter Miami winning it with Ian Frey, and now Drew Fisher calling a foul. Phil Neville, head gaffer and former Inter Miami gaffer, not liking that one and letting it be known. But it's going to be a free kick for DePaul. Messi actually steps in and takes it, and now Drew Fisher saying, hey, you weren't allowed to do that, and we got to redo this. The problem is we need a soccer ball. And Rodrigo DePaul is tracking to get one. Or rather a football, excuse me. But 38th minute, Inter Miami going to have a free kick right on the near side touchline in Portland territory. Messi standing over it. Messi trying to play on Frey quickly, who is releasing, but Portland's on it. And here's a big-time opportunity with spaces. Bassett plays on Anthony, and a sliding tackle again for this Heron defense. This is Mikael. Take a bow. Thwarting a possible goal-scoring opportunity. Mikael going to ground, but Portland winning a corner. And folks, all corners are presented by on your Inter Miami Radio Network are presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Visit foryourrights.com. That is foryourrights.com. They've been serving injured people and their families in South Florida for over 40 years. Going to be a right foot outswinger for Veldy. Veldy crosses it in, headed away is Suarez. Still on it is Portland. A big whiff by Anthony, and now tracking is DePaul. Winning it is Suarez. And now a foul. Drew Fisher blowing his whistle. Wow. Inter Miami almost released Berterame, who would have been 1-1 with goalkeeper James Pantemis. And you hear the crowd. No, they don't like that. DePaul was fighting tooth and nail with Anthony. And oh my goodness, Suarez came in and got ball. They're going to call that on DePaul. No card, but Rodrigo showing the referee the replay on the monitor here at New Bank Stadium as Portland now on it. Portland in Inter Miami territory. They're going to try a probe here. All defenders up with the attack, and now Drew Fisher blows his whistle again on DePaul, and now Rodrigo is showed a yellow. A booking in the 40th minute, and it's against Rodrigo DePaul. And DePaul ran right into Cole Bassett, and Bassett played it off pretty well, but that is a card. And Rodrigo now got to be careful. Right in midfield, Kamal Miller, the Canadian national man hopeful. Good defense by Ian Frey, thwarting away a pass for Portland right at the penalty arc. On a near side touchline is DePaul. Rodrigo is space. He plays Messi. Leo between the penalty arc And the midfield circle. Suarez back to Messi. Now at the penalty arc. Leo. Still on it. Shot. Berterame. Goal. Lionel Messi with an incredible run of play. Assisting a goal to Herman Berterame. That is liquid play again. Oh my goodness. Lionel Messi, ball on a string, carving through the defense of Portland. Finding Berterame. Goal. 2-0 in the 41st minute. Lionel Messi on a goal and an assist. And it's the first half. The 2 goals Inter Miami have scored have been an absolute work of magic. This one, though, single-handedly, Lionel Messi. Suarez had a great pass back to Messi, which led him to the penalty arc. And Leo diced up about 2 to 3 defenders for Portland and found Berterame. And it's 2-0 in the 42nd minute. And we resume play here at New Bank Stadium, and Portland playing with their hair on fire. Far side touchline now. On it is Veldy. They're screaming angry after that. In the box now, this is Kelsey, and that one deflected away out of bounds on the far side touchline. We will have a throw-in. Lionel Messi on an incredible run of play, assisting, scoring. This is reminiscent when Leo went on his goal-scoring and assist tear, which led him to last season, which led him to his second straight MLS MVP. He leads the league in goal contributions, and he's second on that golden boot list behind Kuipers for the Fire. And folks, it's the first half. Messi could easily score another goal in this one. But 43rd minute, 2-0, Inter Miami on top. Portland still in Inter Miami territory. They're probing. Far side touchline 5. That one deflected by Reguilon. Going to be a corner kick presented by Lido Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Farnrath. Folks, for over 40 years, Lido Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Farnrath have been serving injured families here in South Florida. Visit foryourrights.com. foryourrights.com. Lido Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Farnrath, proud sponsors of all corner kicks on your Inter Miami radio network. Taking this corner is Veldy. Going to be a right foot in-swinger from the right side. Veldy crosses it in. Header, and that one over the bar. That was Brandon Bai getting his big noggin on it, but it goes 4 rows up, and it'll be a goal kick for Dane St. Clair. But DePaul, who picked up the yellow, started that run where he found Lionel Messi. Messi linked up with Suarez. Back to Messi, and then back to Berterame. A couple of hockey assisters on that one. But Rodrigo, very active here in this first half. And St. Clair boots it away, looking for Suarez. Suarez winning the header. And Berterame now can't put it down. Coming off his defensive lines is Mikael, who wins the ball as Portland was trying to play it forward. And on it now is Yannick Bright. Now to Segovia at the midfield circle. Near side touchline, here's Reguilon. Now Messi. Now Rodrigo to Paul. Messi again. The Herons working on this near side touchline. Messi and Segovia, 2-man 2-ball. Segovia will play it back to Luan. Now they'll play it to Dane St. Clair in his own box. 45th minute. 4 minutes of extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more as Lionel Messi finds Ian Frey in the box. Near side touchline on the byline. Cross in and deflected out of bounds for a corner. But folks, 4 minutes of extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. Folks, go to your local South Florida Audi dealer and check out that beautiful Q3 e-tron. Audi is the official premium and electric car partner of IMCF. Folks, Audi is the official premium and electric car partner of IMCF. But now Rodrigo de Paul will take a right-sided, right foot in-swinging corner kick, at least we think, or he's going to go short to Lionel Messi. Presented by Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Farmrath. This is ForYourRights.com. They've been representing injured families for over 40 years in South Florida. DePaul and Messi talk about it. Now it's taken short to Messi. Near side touchline. Back to DePaul. Now Messi. Messi right on that near side touchline. Trying to pull in the ball in and it hit Rodrigo. Bright puts a service into the back stick. Getting there is Suarez. Suarez now right on the byline. Crosses it in looking for Berterame. Headed away by Kamal Miller. Now Inter Miami back on it. Near side touchline DePaul. Good pass from Luan to DePaul to that near side touchline. Now Messi. Messi veering in, playing to Mikael. Defenders up with the attack. Here's Messi. A grounder pass went through the legs of Suarez. Reguilon comes back though, and Inter Miami will continue to probe. Messi, pass to Reguilon. Penalty arc, Reguilon. Rethinking an attack, and he takes on two defenders, gets stonewalled, but he's still tracking the ball. Now Segovia is tracking it. Veldy ultimately wins it, and he's going to go on the run. He's going to veer inside the midfield. Veldy's still on it, and oh my goodness, he had a wide open Anthony, and Yannick Bright with a good win of the ball. They blasted it towards Luis Suarez, trying to get something, but now back on it is Portland in Inter Miami territory, near side touchline Anthony. 47 minutes have been played. Now 48 minutes, 2-0 Inter Miami. We're 3 minutes into the allotted 4 of extra time. On it is Portland. Far side touchline, Cole Bassett. Now Veldy. Veldy to Bai. Bai, far side touchline, right outside of the Inter Miami box. Plays a pass to Costa, sniffed out by Mikael. He's got to get rid of it, and he does. Sadly, it didn't go out of bounds. I thought he was going to be able to deflect it. Portland's back on it at midfield. Now Veldy comes and gets it. Christopher Veldy's heat map. It's going to be something to see at halftime. He's been everywhere for Portland. Far side touchline, Veldy, pass into Bai. Bai was looking for DaCosta, deflected by our Herons. On it is DePaul. And Inter Miami get one more chance before half. That one thwarted away. On it is Anthony. And now Chara. Chara and Bassett. Bassett wasn't ready for it. Right at the midfield circle, though, he recovers. And now 49 minutes, and that is the half. Had to go forward there. What a half! What an effort by our Herons. They're up 2-0. A goal by Lionel Messi. A goal assisted by Lionel Messi. The Herman Berterame. Liquid football for our Herons in this first half. And we are one half away from Inter Miami winning their first game here at New Bank Stadium. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network. We will have your halftime report coming up next. Kate Chumsland back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, keeping us up over the air. And always my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, my lead spotter, keeping me ready to rock here in Miami at New Bank Stadium. Goal scoring highlights when we return on the halftime report on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Jar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
For 40 years, Lytle, Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit ForYourRights.com. That's ForYourRights.com. Lytle, Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey, Michael Irvin. Another promo just dropped on Hard Rock Bet. I got a profit boost this morning. Whoa, and a huge bonus bet just hit my account. Is the app on fire like this every week?
Only on days that end in Y. Like today, yesterday, all day, every day.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
If you love soccer, let Tri-Rail be your connection to Inter-Miami CF games at Miami Freedom Park. Take the train to skip traffic and parking. Just an easy ride to the match. And the stadium is just steps away from Tri-Rail's Miami Airport Station. Plus, return service makes getting home simple after the final whistle. Weekend round-trip fares are just $5. Plan your ride at tri-rail.com, tri-rail.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Did you miss Theoretically Speaking? Y'all tell me if this is stolen valor or not, but my wife was out of town this weekend. I emceed the mayor's gala. They had all of these beautiful floral centerpieces. When we wrap up the event and it's time to go, they're like, if y'all want to take some of these bouquets, go right ahead. The one I picked was so big, when I was carrying it to the car, I had to look around it. And then I set it up at home, and when she came back, husband of the year.
Shay bought it. Well, now there's cats out of the bag.
I know, I did.
It's Theoretically Speaking, weekdays at 2, here on ESPN 106.3.
Picture this. A curve in the road. A change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football, because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Now let's get to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Our Inter-Miami Herons up 2-0 at the break. Lionel Messi scoring a goal in the 31st. Herman Berterame scoring a goal in the 42nd. Let's get right into the goal-scoring highlights. This is Lionel Messi opening up in the 31st minute, his 6th goal in 4 games. Trying to close in on that penalty arc. Now back to Messi. Suarez to Segovia. Back to Messi. Messi shot. Goal! What a liquid play by Inter Miami! Exactly how they wanted to draw that up. Liquid play. Goal. Lionel Messi. 4 goals in 2 games. Leo's on fire. 1-0. Inter Miami. And we took it a step further. 6 in his last 4. And we'll continue to monitor that here at halftime. Now Herman Berterame's turn in the 42nd, assisted by who do you think? In the midfield circle, Suarez back to Messi. Now at the penalty arc, Leo, still on it, shot! Berterame, goal! Lionel Messi with an incredible run of play, assisting a goal to Herman Berterame. That is liquid play again. Oh my goodness! So Lionel Messi keeping that ball on a string as he does. He's got a goal and an assist at the halftime break. Folks, let's take another halftime break under Inter Miami Radio Network. When we come back, we'll look and see. We'll look ahead a little bit into the second half and give more keys to the games for the Herons on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey, Irv, you watching the game?
Watching? I'm all over these live bets on the Hard Rock Bet app right now. Brother, I'm in the game. That's a quick winner. Si se puede, si se puede, si se
Live
puede.
betting on Hard Rock Bet makes any game worth celebrating. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start live betting today. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
If you love soccer, let Tri-Rail be your connection to Inter Miami CF games at Miami Freedom Park. Take the train to skip traffic and parking. Just an easy ride to the match. And the stadium is just steps away from Tri-Rail's Miami Airport Station. Plus, return service makes getting home simple after the final whistle. Weekend round-trip fares are just $5. Plan your ride at tri-rail.com, tri-rail.com.
Picture this. A curve in the road. A change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
So, folks, I've taken it a step further with Lionel Messi. That is 17 goals and assists in 12 games. So in Leo's last 12 games, combined goals and assists 17. Unbelievable. He recently broke the mark of 100 goal and assist points. He did that in 75 games. Contributions, rather, 100 goal-scoring contributions. Did that in 75 games, shattering the record of Giovinco's 95. But, man, 6 goals in 4 games and 17 goals and assists in 12 games. Lionel Messi looks like he's going to be the three-peat of the MLS MVP so far. But, folks, Rodrigo De Paul did pick up a yellow card. The only bad news I have from that first half is that Rodrigo's on a yellow. And De Paul has won a lot of balls. He's making hockey assists. He's setting up players from that midfield spot very well outside of the box. I would think maybe Rodrigo could come off at some point. The problem is Inter Miami not very deep at that position at the moment. They got two young players in David Aishala and Alexander Shaw, and then they could sub on Davi Ruiz, who is kind of the veteran of that bunch on the bench. We have seen Preston Plambic come on as well, but that would probably be the only Inter Miami gripe at this point, is that one of our best players, Rodrigo, is on a yellow. So maybe be on the lookout for it. David Aishala, Davi Ruiz, Preston Plambic, and Alexander Shaw to possibly come off the bench. Inter Miami at the half, some statistics. They have a 2.42 XG expected goal, 0.48 for the Timbers. They are actually losing the possession battle, 46% to 54, which is very rare for Inter Miami. But touches in the box, Inter Miami dominating 21-11. 6 big chances for Inter Miami. And believe it or not, Inter Miami has missed 4 of those chances. You had the Ian Frey chip shot, which was blocked by James Pantemis, the goalkeeper. Lionel Messi had a volley, which was shot right at Pantemis in the 4th minute. So Inter Miami has been the better team. They've had more opportunities, but we've seen this before. They got to get over that finish line. Inter Miami's got to get over that finish line here and see this one through and to get their first win at New Bank Stadium. But Lionel Messi, once again, 17 goal and assist contributions in 12 games. He has 6 goals in 4 games. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second half right here on your Inter Miami Radio Network. Should mention, Oscar Gonzalez, my OG on-site producer on site. Paul Adams, our frequency coordinator. Kate Chumsland back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Can we see the first winner here at New Bank Stadium? And quickly, Inter Miami's next couple of fixtures are going to be home fixtures. You got tonight and two more. Tonight and two more, which will be home fixtures for Inter Miami before that World Cup break in just about a week. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey, Michael Irvin, another promo just dropped on Hard Rock Bet. I got a profit boost this morning. Whoa, and a huge bonus bet just hit my account. Is the app on fire like this every week?
Only on days that end in Y. Like today, yesterday, all day, every day.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients and South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
If you love soccer, let Tri-Rail be your connection to Inter Miami CF games at Miami Freedom Park. Take the train to skip traffic and parking. Just an easy ride to the match. And the stadium is just steps away from Tri-Rail's Miami Airport Station. Plus, return service makes getting home simple after the final whistle. Weekend round-trip fares are just $5. Plan your ride at tri-rail.com, tri-rail.com.
Picture this, a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Inter Miami back out onto the pitch. Portland back out onto the pitch as well. We are moments away from getting this one started. The second half started, that is, at New Bank Stadium. 2-0 Inter Miami on top. Standing over the ball is Herman Berterame. Bertie, a goal scorer in that first half, assisted by Lionel Messi. The Herons will be finishing down at the home end. On that left side, they'll be attacking the left side of the pitch, and Portland now going to be coming to me here on the right side. No changes at halftime. I'll keep you updated on substitutions throughout the second half. But once again, if you're just joining us, 2-0 Inter Miami leading Portland. Lionel Messi has 17 goal and assists, or rather, 17 goal and assist contributions in 12 games. Guys, 17 goal and assist contributions in 12 games and 6 goals in his last 4 games. It's Ballon d'Or stuff. As we are underway here in the second half, Inter Miami officially kicking off. On it now, Gonzalo Luan. Portland immediately slapping on a press in the second half, and they win the ball. Veldy tried one time passing it to Kevin Kelsey, as now Inter Miami will try to go deep. And both teams finding their footing in the second half. James Pantemis gets it to Finn Sermon. And now probing out of their defense is Portland. Now here is Bassett inching closer to midfield, getting it over midfield now. Big time switch to the near side touchline. This is Brandon Bai. Bai into the box to Veldy, and a good job by Mikael thwarting that out. And now Sergio Reguilon finding a wide open Telasco Segovia. Segovia veering in towards midfield. And now Ian Frey coming off of the pitch, and coming onto the pitch is Facundo Mora. So Mora on, Frey off. Frey, I thought, had a great first half, but Facundo Mora will check in at right back for Inter Miami. We have seen Frey just do a half a couple of times this season for Inter Miami. And then now a substitution for Portland. This is João Ortiz coming in for Diego Chara. So a defensive midfield switch for head gaffer and former Inter Miami gaffer Phil Neville. João Ortiz is on. Both teams still feeling each other out, and on the far side touchline, a foul. That's going to go against Portland, and we're going to have a free kick for the Herons. Standing over it is Rodrigo de Paul. De Paul on that yellow card. Rodrigo picked it up in the 40th minute, and he immediately plays it to Yannick Bright. And now turned it over immediately was Bright. Portland tracking with their defense. Now at the midfield, this is Bassett making a turn. Inter Miami slapping on their version of a press that really bothered Portland in that first half. Portland had majority of the ball, but they also did a lot of turning it over. Ortiz on the far side touchline plays it to Forey. Two-man, two-ball, Forey and Ortiz, guarded by DePaul. DePaul with what would have been a nice run of the ball, but Drew Fisher blowing his whistle, and we have a foul. Play immediately resumed. All the work on that far side touchline. Now veering in is Anthony. And they find Veldy. Veldy with a lot of space. He takes on a shot deflected by Mikael. And some bad luck there as it rolls by the byline for a corner kick presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Representing injured people and their families for over 40 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Veldy will take a right foot in swinger from the right side. Veldy gets it in and cleared away again for Suarez. And now an off the volley shot from the penalty arc. That was Anthony. And that one nowhere near. That'll be a goal kick for Dane St. Clair. That's Luis Suarez's second big-time clearance off of a corner like that tonight. Luis has had a great run of play since winning that starting striker position. And folks, I think Luis Suarez at this point is a set and forget at that position. I love me some Matteo Silvetti. And I think him coming off of the bench for Suarez in the 75th is the move. St. Clair boots it away. And Inter Miami still 50-50 ball. Portland's on it now. Near side touchline, Segovia and Bai doing battle. We have a throw in, and it will go in the way of our Herons. Once again, head referee is Drew Fisher tonight. The lone yellow card in the game is our very own Rodrigo de Paul. As Bassett trying to nudge Suarez off the ball. As Luis plays it back to the defense, Inter Miami will probe. But Lionel Messi and Berterame, the goal scorers, as Inter Miami now turns it over. Can this bear fruit for Portland? This is near side touchline. Kevin Kelsey. Now they'll do a big switch of their field to the far side touchline. João Ortiz on it. Still probing Portland. And nice ball won by Lionel Messi. Good job picking the change of João Ortiz. On it is Berterame. Here's Luis Suarez. Suarez tried playing Messi. And that one chested down by Miller. On it is Ortiz. And a bad turnover by Ortiz. Suarez right outside the penalty area cuts in. And Luis trying to take on defenders. Berterame shoots it, deflected. Here's Messi in the box. Lionel Messi. Still on it is Messi. And finally, he gets dispossessed. Ortiz, though, has got to get rid of it as he almost got dispossessed again. Portland running into a buzzsaw in Inter Miami, and now we have a foul. Drew Fisher blowing his whistle. I mean, you had two different. You had João Ortiz, and then you had Cole Bassett literally running into defenders of Inter Miami. And then Drew Fisher now blows the whistle. But 2-0 Inter Miami on top here in the 51st minute. Play resumed. And Portland now tracking out of their, rather passing out of their defense, excuse me. In a dangerous spot, Portland, and now we have a foul. Yeah, that was too handsy there was the striker Kevin Kelsey. Once again, Kevin Kelsey, folks, 5 goals on the year, and he's 6'4". It's a big guy. 6'4". Bill Neville says he has all the talent in the world and could turn into a really good striker if he keeps grinding. But near side touchline, that's Sergio Reguilon now, right off of the free kick. Here is Talasco Segovia. Segovia now to Suarez. Suarez trying to play a pass to the back stick. Problem was nobody was home, and Portland on it. Portland far side touchline. Brandon Bai and João Ortiz. Now a long through ball forward. This is Acosta, still working as Acosta. Right on the byline now in the box with an opportunity for Portland. David DaCosta with an unbelievable spell of play. Finally gets dispossessed, and Inter Miami now out on the run. DePaul taking the ground, no call. João Ortiz on it. Shot on target over the bar of Dane St. Clair. That was Veldy coming on in and having a go. But Rodrigo DePaul, he went to ground, and João Ortiz was able to win that. And that was an absolute sitter for Veldy, who went over the bar, thankfully. He was set up nice by Kevin Kelsey. But Rodrigo, with almost a costly turnover, but Inter Miami able to escape. Portland slapping on a press. That one deflected out of bounds on the far side touchline. Gonzalo Luan now. Throw in immediately. Luan back on it, same spot. He'll switch his fields to Reguilon, and that is a bad turnover. Veldy in the box. Here's Bai back stick, headed away. Heroic effort by Gonzalo Luan, making up for that disastrous turnover. And Inter Miami boots it to the other side of the pitch. And actually, I think we're going to have a throw-in. Yeah, head referee Drew Fisher is going to signal for a throw-in. But Inter Miami hanging on here in the second half. 54th minute, 2-0 Inter Miami on top. Far side touchline. DaCosta and Anthony not on the same page. Hear Phil Neville yelling from up here as he's barking his orders off of an Inter Miami throw-in. Far side touchline for Kundo Mora. the recently checked-in player for Ian Frey on the right back. Tlasco Segovia, good one-time pass now on it. Lionel Messi, first time in the half. He finds a wide-open Reguilon. Reguilon streaking the goal. He'll lay it up to Segovia, who gets it to Suarez. Now Segovia again. Segovia mere shot, just over the bar. Oh, good play. As Segovia gave it to Suarez, Suarez let it go through his legs. Gave it back to Segovia. Segovia turned to the right, put a shot on target, but missed. But Inter Miami's on it again with the ball, and he tried to find Messi and turns it over. Now we have a foul. That's going to go against Sergio Reguilon. He took Christopher Veldi, the Norwegian, to the ground, and we'll have a free kick in Inter Miami territory. But good opportunity for our Herons on that. Free kick immediately taken. Finn Sermon goes near side touchline to Bai. Bai going to the midfield to Bassett. Back to Bai. Right at midfield at the near side touchline now is Kelsey. Kelsey to João Ortiz. Ball centralized now in the midfield. Now they retreat to the defense. Good pass by Kamal Miller. He finds Veldi. Veldi is everywhere, folks. Veldi veering in towards the box. Someone's got to stop the ball. Veldi shot. Oh my goodness. Near post save. Nate St. Clair still on it as Portland. Veldi with a screamer on target. And that he went near post, folks. Thankfully, St. Clair stonewalled him. Oh my goodness. No one stopped the ball. But it'll be a goal kick for Dane St. Clair here in the 57th minute. 57 minutes, 2-0 Inter Miami on top. First half goals, Lionel Messi and Berterame. Berterame assisting on the Messi goal. He's on an assist and a goal. And he has 17 goal and assist contributions in 12 games, 6 goals in 4 games. Portland now, near side touchline, streaking towards the box. And Tlasco Segovia takes down Brandon Bai. And my on-site producer and lead spotter, Oscar Gonzalez, immediately went for the card reaction, and Segovia will get a card. That saved an opportunity. That's a play that you do there, because that saved an opportunity and a possible goal-scoring play for Portland, as much as that stinks. You got Segovia, who has been liquid tonight, on a yellow, and you have Rodrigo DePaul on a yellow, and Inter Miami is thin at the midfield on bench with Aishala, Ruiz, and Shaw. Preston Plambic is a player I think Guillermo Hoyos is trusting a little more game by game, but I am expecting some sort of substitution at that midfield spot on either side, as now play resumed, and Dane St. Clair, the fist of fury, right off of the free kick. And Inter Miami on it in their own territory, far side touchline. Moura back heel passing to Paul. That was a heck of an effort by Facundo Moura. And now on it is Luis Suarez. Suarez near side touchline to Segovia. Segovia trying to veer in. There's a good deflection by Veldi. Folks, Christopher Veldi, that man is everywhere. He's winning tackles. He's putting shots on target. And now we have a Heron on the ground. This is Yannick Bright holding his right ankle. Bright is right between the midfield circle, kind of to the left of the midfield circle and the penalty arc, right in between those. But Dane St. Clair had a fist of fury, folks, on that free kick. One of the better plays I've seen Dane have all year. As he went up and got that, showed his athleticism, if anything. But 59th minute, 2-0. It seems like Yannick Bright is going to be okay. He's going to rub some dirt and spit on it and continue. New Bank Stadium. Mike Rizzo, your voice of the Inter Miami Herons, on the call. Couple of spotters tonight. Oscar Gonzalez, Tomas Horicata. Kate Chumsland back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, keeping us up over the air. Is Veldi again with a liquid run of play, and oh my goodness, he's taken the ground. That could have been a card. Veldi's asking for a card as Yannick Bright took him to ground. But I got to give him credit. Veldy having a good game. Offensively, defensively, he's had 2 shots, 1 just over the bar, 1 on target on the near stick. Near post, rather. For those of you that don't get my jargon. But he's standing over a free kick here. In the last free kick, St. Clair had to come off his line and clear it away. St. Clair barking orders at his line in the 60th minute. 2-0 Inter Miami on top of Portland. Veldy standing over a dangerous free kick. He has put good service in the 2 times he's taken it this game. Veldy raises his hand. He's ready to rock. He crosses it in. Back stick. And Dane St. Clair able to catch it. Now he plays Suarez. Suarez has Segovia releasing. He missed him, but he's veering inside now with a lot of space. Suarez now finds Berterame. Berterame, Messi, and Messi was looking to go back to Suarez. Suarez wasn't ready for it. Luis tracking back on defense as he's trying to win it against Veldy. He takes Veldy to ground, and no whistle. He tells both of them to get up. Both of them want a foul, but we're on the far side touchline. This is branded by. No, João Ortiz to Cole Bassett. Back to Ortiz. They're probing right outside the Herons box. And Inter Miami able to thwart it away as Ortiz was looking for Anthony in the box. And that's Mikael blasting it to Finn Sermon and the Portland defense. Barking orders is Kamal Miller. Near side touchline, Veldy. Sermon. Portland probing. João Ortiz. He'll go near side touchline. Brandon Bai. Back to Ortiz. Ortiz, another player that's going to have a crazy heat map at the end of this game. I know he recently subbed on, but he's got it again on that near side touchline, guarded by Segovia, as he is looking for Kelsey, who apparently is onside in the box. Looked off. Veldy, oh my goodness, with a nice stutter step. Veldy still on it, puts a shot. What a block! Facundo Mora with a nice block, and now the flag is up, and we have an offsides 30 seconds after the fact. But yeah, I couldn't believe. I saw it. I'm right here. I'm right in front of it. They're attacking my net. I'm right in front of it. Acres offsides. I can't believe they let that play. Kelsey in an illegal position. But listen, Veldy again. Veldy again, very dangerous. I know it was a play that didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But you give Facundo Mora credit, who was able to get a big-time boot, as now looking to check into the game is Daniel Pinter as Inter Miami goes quick. Here's Luis right outside of the penalty arc, and he turns it over. Portland now gets the ball out of a scrum somehow, some way, and on it for them is DaCosta. He plays an onside Veldy right outside of the box. Near side touchline Veldy. Back to DaCosta. DaCosta in the box. Looking for Bai. And Dane St. Clair able to scoop it up. 63rd minute. Inter Miami up 2-0. Dane St. Clair on the ball. Portland has definitely had the most opportunities here in the second half. They have looked dangerous. As Inter Miami trying to eke out a victory here for the first time at our brand spanking new stadium. Here is DePaul. DePaul still on the run. Penalty arc. Lionel Messi. Shot saved. That's James Pantemis. Pantemis quickly played the ball and didn't see DePaul behind him. Rodrigo almost swiped it away, but now Portland's just going to boot it to the Inter Miami defense. And going up for it was Luan. Him and Kelsey with a big-time collision as both of them jawing at each other. And the ball's still tracking towards the box of Inter Miami, and now Facundo Mora on it. If Kelsey wasn't jawing, he would have had an opportunity to get to that ball. And now, taking the ground, that's got to be a card, and it is. That is a yellow card. Facundo Mora going to ground. And picking that up, I believe, is going to be number 10, David DaCosta. And yeah, he clearly pulled Mora to the ground, and DaCosta a booking in the 65th minute. And welcome to the 65th minute. Inter Miami up 2-0. Couple of players on yellow cards. You got Telasco, Segovia, and DePaul on a card. And speaking of, Daniel Pinter, rather, now coming onto the pitch is Daniel Pinter for Luis Suarez. Now, I always say this is Matteo Silvetti territory, but folks, I'm at your mercy. I definitely should have led with this in the pregame. I don't have Matteo Silvetti on the bench, and I don't have him on the injury report. So Silvetti unavailable for the game, as my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, is very disappointed. Oscar's two favorite players, Luis Suarez and Matteo Silvetti. But Daniel Pinter, the former IMCF 2 player, who's earned a contract with Inter Miami, is now on. And now Rodrigo DePaul tried to get to a ball on that far side touchline. It's a good pass from the Inter Miami midfield to a leaking DePaul. And Lionel Messi's hot and heavy about a tackle that happened at midfield. He wanted a booking. Not going to get one, but he's letting Drew Fisher know about it. You rarely see Messi get that fired up about something. And now we have a substitution for Portland coming on. Coming onto the pitch is number 23, Ian Smith. And coming off the pitch is Kamal Miller. So interesting. Miller, a center back. They're putting on Ian Smith. Going uber attack here. Phil Neville trying to get a goal. They're down 2, so makes sense. But a more attacking lineup coming up for Portland here as we're almost reaching the dying embers of the game in the 67th minute. Now near side touchline leaking out is Anthony. Anthony, dangerous ball in. Nobody home, thankfully, and the Herons able to clear it. That ball seemed like it was forever, and now Berterame trying to counter. Bertie gets it to Messi. Messi in the box. Messi still on it. Shot deflected away. Finn Sermon doing a good job for Portland, but Herman Berterame on a release, and he found Messi. He went to ground and found Messi on a pass, and Leo tried to make a turn, but Finn Sermon able to get him. But we have a corner kick presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy and Fromrath. Visit foryourrights.com. Serving South Florida and the families for 40 years. A left foot in-swinger for Lionel Messi. Actually, he'll play it short to Segovia. Now to Paul. Segovia again. Now to Messi. Near side touchline. 68th minute. 2-0 Inter Miami. They're probing outside of Portland's box. DePaul. Near side touchline. Now to Bright. DePaul again on the near side. Now Rodrigo goes to Mora. I think they're going to try to open things up here a bit as Dane Sinclair ends up with it in his own box. So DePaul deciding to reset rather than keep probing. Sinclair in his own box. Is going for a big left foot. He boots it away, looking for Segovia, and that one goes out of bounds on the near side touchline in Portland territory. This one immediately played on the throw-in. On it is Cole Bassett. Bassett to Veldy. Veldy dominated off the ball. No call. It's hot and heavy about it, but the Herons trying to counter. DePaul to Berterame. Bad pass to Birdie. He was unable to foot it down. So a turnover for Rodrigo and Portland on it. This is DaCosta, who's on a yellow, near side touchline. Ian Smith. Now Cole Bassett. Veldy to ground. And Drew Fisher says, nope, we're all good, as our Herons trying to counter. Segovia releasing DePaul. Can he get there? He does. He finds Messi. Messi to the penalty arc. Leo shot! Oh my goodness, he almost put that in. That was a heck of an opportunity for Leo, a whisker to the left. James Pantemis was beat on his right post, and Messi had an incredible turn. That was, oh my God, that was centimeters away from hitting the bar. Somehow, some way, it's a whisker left. The best way I could put it is a finesse-y, folks, a finesse shot with a lot of power on it. For all my EAFC players out there, that's what we call a play style plus, man. That should have been in the back of the net. That's unfortunate. With 70 minutes gone by, Inter Miami up 2-0. Lionel Messi and that left boot of his for 20 years almost being a big-time problem as Portland trying to probe. João Ortiz, far side touchline. He gets it to Ian Smith. Smith trying to cross it in, and Dane St. Clair grasps it on the near post. Ian Smith, who recently substituted on for Kamal Miller, the Canadian hopeful national team man, Kamal Miller. And Phil Neville deciding to go uber attack and go 3 at the back at this juncture in the game. Portland back on it, near side touchline after Dane St. Clair misfiring on a goal kick. And now a bad pass by Bassett, and our Herons will retreat to their center backs in Mikael. Now Luan. Mora and DePaul, far side touchline. DePaul again. Rodrigo changing directions. Tries getting it up the pitch, and that goes out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in. And we have a couple of players warming up on the near side for Portland. I'll get you numbers here in a second as they make their way over to check in. Alexander Aravina, Oscar Gonzalez, and Tomas Horicata all over it. But yeah, it looks like they're going to go uber attack here and probably sub on Aravina for a midfielder of some sort, as releasing on a big-time break is Pinter. Can he have the steam to score? Pinter goes near post, and he gets stopped. Not a lot of mustard on that shot, but he got released from the midfield, streaking on that far side touchline and getting into the box. He didn't have enough mustard on that opportunity. And Cole Bassett back on it for Portland. Far side touchline, Ian Smith. Bassett and Ortiz. Bassett again, right outside the midfield circle is Bassett in Inter Miami territory. He finds DaCosta. DaCosta and Veldy try to link up. Ball thwarted away, but goes right to the boot of Anthony. Anthony gets his pass intercepted by Pinter. Pinter goes to ground, and Drew Fisher says play on, no foul. Yep. And we are going to have that substitution. Once again, it's Alexander Arvina. He is coming on for number 10, David DaCosta. So DaCosta was on the yellow. And now Arvina, which makes sense. Arvina is going to slide right in that David DaCosta role. He's going to have to cover a lot of ground. I'll tell you what, I was impressed. The two players I've been impressed with Portland, DaCosta and Veldy. They have been all over the pitch. Far side touchline, Portland will resume play. So 2 substitutions for Portland. I'm expecting Phil Neville to clean his bench at some point in this game as we're almost to the 75th minute. Welcome to the 74th minute. Portland on it in a dangerous spot in the box is the recently subbed on Arvina. He goes to ground, no whistle. And DePaul to Messi, back to DePaul. Can Rodrigo leak it out? He does. Here's Berterame. Berterame now going right at the penalty arc. Berterame at the penalty arc takes out a shot deflected. And Portland on it in their box. Still a dangerous spot. And finally they get it out. And this is Veldy. Veldy past midfield. He's got Kelsey to the near side touchline, and that's where he goes. Bassett. Now he plays it back to Jimmer Foyer. Corey, Ian Smith. David Aishala warming up on the sideline. He's going to be coming in for one of those Inter Miami players in the defensive midfield spot who's on a card. Or rather, attacking midfield spot at your mercy with Segovia and DePaul as Portland tried playing in a ball. That was Anthony, who was looking for a streaking Bassett, and Dane St. Clair picks it up. 75th minute. 75th minute. And Inter Miami is going to play it out with Dane St. Clair. Here's Luan. But yeah, the last time Aishala, if we remember, that game against Toronto, where the young player, but he missed the ball and it led to a goal. So Guillermo Hoyos going to be trusting in Aishala. Is got to cut it off. Here's Daniel Pinter heading into the box. Pinter veering in from the near side touchline. Now they'll centralize it to Bright. Defenders up with the attack as DePaul was looking for Messi, turns it over, but Rodrigo trying to win it on the far side touchline. He does. DePaul's still on it, and I think he was just trying to deflect it off of the Upman for Portland, but Portland ends up with it. And David Aishala, obviously the former Portland Timber, going to be playing against his former team once he checks on. Aishala was the transfer added by Coach Mascherano back in the transfer window. Now, João Ortiz pass into the box. That was Kelsey trying to do a nifty one-timer to somebody, but nobody was home. And Inter Miami on it again, and they turn it over. Veldy, here's Veldy again. Stutter steps, Mikhail goes to ground, and Dane St. Clair able to save it. Oh gosh, Veldy wants a penalty, but that's never a penalty. But still, gosh, I'm really impressed with Christopher Veldy, folks. As he's turning, he's spinning, he's got a ball on a string. If he didn't go down there, he'd probably have an opportunity. Regardless, our Herons on the run. DePaul veering into the box. And that one goes out of bounds for a corner kick presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fromrad. Visit foryourrights.com. They've been serving injured people and their families in South Florida for 40 years. Also checking in, Tomas Horicata, one of our spotters here. Preston Plambic will be checking in as well here momentarily. And obviously we've been mentioning David Aishala about to play against his former team. So once again, appreciate everyone here on site. My OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez. Paul Adams, our frequency coordinator, and Tomas Horicata holding it down here in our press booth. And Kate Chumsman back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. But Inter Miami on it with Messi, right outside the penalty arc. He plays it to Segovia. Segovia trying to finesse it to that upper 90, and he just missed it. But good opportunity, good knuckleball there by Segovia. I think this is where we'll do this? Not quite yet. We're not going to do the subs quite yet. But once again, Preston Plambic and David Aishala waiting to check in. You could only assume that they're going to take off Segovia and DePaul, who are on yellows. But that's just me speculating. Portland on it. Here's Kevin Kelsey. Kelsey. Now far side touchline, Bassett. Bassett, big switch. Right over to me here on the near side touchline to Anthony. Anthony veering in, back to Bassett. Guarded by DePaul, right between the penalty arc and the midfield circle. Now João Ortiz, he'll switch it to the near side touchline and by crossing it in, header! And blocked by St. Clair, still on it is Kelsey. Kelsey in the box, shot! Deflected. Now by on it, near side touchline. Inter Miami's got to lock in. By, cross in, header, Bright heading it away. He goes to ground and a foul. A good job there by Yannick Bright, but he's holding his head as the physios immediately rush out to the field. I hope everything is okay with Yannick, who went down in the box. The head referee, Drew Fisher, immediately blew that whistle. We're going to see a replay here in a second. I'm hoping it's not as bad as it looks. And, oh, yeah, he got headed in the back of the noggin by Bassett. That's a dangerous play by Cole Bassett. dare I say, a card. But as you all know, I am the ultimate Inter Miami homer. But 80 minutes have gone by. Inter Miami up 2-0. Trying to hang on to this lead that they accumulated in the first half with a Lionel Messi goal and a Berterame goal. Messi assisting on the Berterame goal. But Guillermo Hoyos trying to find some answers on what's going on with his star midfielder, Yannick Bright. And I think everything is going to be A-okay, at least from what I can see and what the physios have been doing. Lionel Messi and a bunch of Inter Miami Herons hydrating up. As we've been patiently waiting for these substitutions. Once again, Preston Plambic and David Aishala waiting to come onto the pitch. And they are going to escort Bright off of the pitch. Maybe Bright is one of the ones I was getting substituted for. That's what I'm speculating for, or things have changed. You know, he wasn't supposed to come off the pitch, but now he's injured. He's going to come off of the pitch. But we'll get you exact numbers here in just a few moments. As I could only lip read and do what I can do, but I think Bright's night is finished as he's heading to the bench. I think he tried coming on. As now play is resumed, Inter Miami playing with 10 at the moment. Guillermo Hoyos done like that as that ball rolled out of bounds. And the substitutions still haven't come on. I think that's what the commotion is on that side of the pitch, on this near side touchline. And now 42. Yeah, so Yannick Bright will come off of the pitch, and coming on for him will be Aishala. I can only assume that things changed. And then now Plambic's going to come on for Berterame. So, wow, Segovia and DePaul still on the pitch with their yellow cards. Interesting. So I was fooled. But so Preston Plambic, I assume, will be playing more as a midfielder than, Birdie and what he was playing, an inverted left winger. And then David Aishala will lock down the central pivot. Bright did a good job playing that central pivot between offense and defense. Segovia now, play resumed. Inter Miami on it in a dangerous spot. Here is Aishala. He gets it to Reguilon. Reguilon to Messi. Messi at the penalty arc. Leo dispossessed, and Jao Ortiz on it for Portland. Plambic pressing hard. Plambic still trying to track that ball. Ian Smith finds Kelsey. Releasing on the near side touchline is Anthony, but Kelsey's still on it. Kelsey veers in, and that's where it breaks down with Mikael taking him and the ball to the ground. Wasn't a foul, but both players now grasping for their legs, as I think Drew Fisher is going to call it Inter Miami ball. He's going to check on Mikael as well. But 83rd minute, 2-0, Inter Miami on top of Portland. We don't have any goals in the second half, but Lionel Messi on a goal and an assist. Berterame scoring the assisted goal for Leo. Going to be a free kick right outside of the penalty box. Dane St. Clair will handle it with that big left boot. It's now the Inter Miami crowd getting in it. They could sense a victory. 7 minutes away from extra time. St. Clair looking for Plambic. That ball headed away by the Portland defense, and up on it, near side touchline. This is Veldy. Now Anthony. Anthony pass deflected, and that one goes all the way to the far side touchline for Kundo Mora on it. Luan. Right outside of the box, Gonzalo Luan. Now Lionel Messi right at midfield. He'll leak it out to the near side touchline, and Preston Plambic. Plambic cutting into the box. Plambic still on it, putting a pass in, deflected. Can the Herons get back on it? Plambic tracking, and now Segovia winning. Near side touchline, tracking in is Telesco, and he got the pass all wrong, was looking for Daniel Pinter. Got a couple more substitutions coming on for Portland. I believe Mascara and Guerra are going to be coming on. Mascara and Guerra. Mascara, a defender, and Guerra, an attacker. That'll be the 5th substitution for Portland in the fixture. Portland in their defense trying to figure something out as they're down 2 goals. Our Herons up 2-0 in the 85th minute. Just under 5 minutes until we hear about extra time. Near side touchline, Anthony. Our Herons looking for their first victory at New Bank Stadium. Taking the ground is Bassett. Gonna go against Aishala. And it's gonna be a free kick. And yes, here come the substitutions. Guerra on for Anthony. Guerra on for Anthony and Mascara. Yep, Mascara will replace Kelsey. So Mascara will finish things up at striker tonight, and Guerra will come off of the left side on the near side of the right side in the near side touchline. Pass in Veldy, and Veldy, who's been dangerous on those free kicks. That one rolls out of bounds, and it's going to be a goal kick for our Herons. Seen a lot of those tonight. The free kicks that have been too far for a goal-scoring opportunity, but get crossed in and have a dangerous spot right into the penalty box. And Dane St. Clair has played them beautifully. Couple of chances breaking out here at New Bank Stadium. Specifically for Lionel Messi. As Messi, looking at the crowd, he's having something to say with the home fans behind the goal. As Lionel Messi and the fans having some exchanges here. Now, I'll tell you what, the frequency coordinator, Paul Adams, is on this, and now Tomas Horikata is telling me they're protesting against the players, not acknowledging them the last game. The song says, okay, players do better in so many words. So, I see. So the supporters want to be thanked for their hard work. And apparently they didn't go over there and clap at the end of the game. Now I'm following. And that's where these chants are coming from. And now from the Lionel Messi stance, or a Messi chance, as Messi waves to the stands. Interesting. Very interesting. And now Leo waving to the crowd. I don't speak Spanish. Tomas, they're Spanish, right? They're chanting in Spanish. Folks, believe it or not, I can only speak one language. Everyone I meet here speaks 5, so, you know, imagine how I feel. But I appreciate Oscar and Tomas handling my Spanish-speaking, lack of Spanish-speaking. Folks, Portland is in a whole heap of trouble in the 88.5 minute, as now Pinter takes to ground Cole Bassett, and we're going to have a free kick right outside of the midfield circle. And Portland tracking towards the box. This is Arvina. Arvina still on it at the penalty arc. Near side touchline now. Veering into the box is Portland and deflected away by Inter Miami. On the run is Rodrigo de Paul. He finds Messi. Messi on the far side touchline. Veering in is Leo. Leo, ball on a string. Vintage Messi. And he made a pass. It breaks out. Shot! Wicked deflection. What an opportunity by Pinter. Pinter back on it again. And now Lionel Messi was offside in the box. That was a power shot by Daniel Pinter. That was the save of the game. James Pantemis, I can't believe he saved that. Oh my God. That was a heck of a, that was a lot of power and a lot of pace. It's a good save by Plantemis, and now Portland on the attack on the far side touchline. This is Ian Smith. Him and Veldy trying to link up, and that ball will roll by the byline, and it'll be a goal kick for Dane St. Clair. 89th minute, we're 5 seconds away from extra time here in the 90th minute. Crowd getting loud and proud. Lionel Messi now getting showered from the Lionel Messi stands. He's showing his love, waving, kissing. And we have 5 minutes of extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com, AudiUSA.com for more information. Test drive the new Q3 at one of your local locations, or, like I said, AudiUSA.com. They sponsor extra time, but 5 minutes have been added. 90 and a half in, Messi back on it. Daniel Pinter now tracking. Pinter in the box, going to ground, and that's where the foul happens. Head referee Drew Fisher blowing his whistle. And a lot of noise being made here, as you could hear it at New Bank Stadium. And could have been a card. We'll work on that and see someone might have been carded. But you hear the crowd, they are into it. Portland looking for answers. I put the jinx on the Orlando game, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Here's DePaul. Messi making a turn in Portland territory, now being Finn Sermon ripping him off the ball. That is a clear yellow. Almost, dare I say, a red, but a yellow in this instance. Literally came and ripped them off of the ball. Don't see that often. If you see it, tactical foul, you know, that's what we call a tactical foul. When you're playing a video game, you know, I think a 2K more than anything. You know, foul on purpose. You can do it in EAFC too, FIFA, but regardless. Messi going to stand over a free kick. Once again, folks, this is one of those free kicks where it's too far for a goal, where it's going to get crossed in and probably have an opportunity in the scrum in the box. Messi and DePaul standing over it. Messi, far side touchline. Now to DePaul. DePaul still on it on that far side touchline. He got closed down, and it'll be a corner kick, though. And now Rodrigo getting into the crowd. Inter Miami can sense the first victory at this stadium. 92-44-45. We have a right-sided corner kick presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath, as Messi getting the crowd going as well. Going to be a left foot outswinger for Leo, or he could play it short to the nearby DePaul. But Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fromrath, proud sponsors of every Inter Miami corner, and every corner for that matter, on your Inter Miami radio network. Messi plays it short. Messi chants loud and proud in a sold-out stadium. Messi right outside of the box. Job not done yet, as he's turning, he's wheeling, he's dealing, and now we have a foul. It's about time. What, the three different defenders had to grab him. That's Ian Smith. That's Sermon. That's basically the whole back line. As you hear that crowd, they can sense it. Lionel Messi going to have a direct free kick, 5 yards. Oscar, 8 yards outside of the penalty box. About 8. I'm dreadfully awful at guesstimating on that. So I'd say 8 yards. Regardless, prime Messi territory as he gets on to take a direct free kick. Listen to the crowd. Messi shot. Oh my goodness, a diving save by James Pantemis. I had to call his name. But Pantemis, what a save. Lionel Messi with a knuckleball. Oh my God. That's the save of the game. How did he get up there? How did he save that? Unbelievable. That is upper 90, where only Lionel Messi could score, and somehow, some way, they saved it. 94 minutes. We're 10 seconds away from the allotted 5 minutes from head referee Drew Fisher. Left foot outswinger, Messi going to the back stick to Segovia. And that one headed away by Portland. It'll be a throw-in on the near side touchline. And hang on, hold on. And that is it. I thought there could have been a foul call. Folks, the first victory at New Bank Stadium has come. Inter Miami has defeated Portland 2-0. Lionel Messi with the goal and an assist. We'll get the party started next on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey, Irv, you watching the game?
Watching? I'm all over these live bets on the Hard Rock Bet app right now. Brother, I'm in the game. That's a quick winner. Si se puede, si se puede, si se
Live
puede.
betting on Hard Rock Bet makes any game worth celebrating. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start live betting today. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
If you love soccer, let Tri-Rail be your connection to Inter Miami CF games at Miami Freedom Park. Take the train to skip traffic and parking. Just an easy ride to the match. And the stadium is just steps away from Tri-Rail's Miami Airport Station. Plus, return service makes getting home simple after the final whistle. Weekend round-trip fares are just $5. Plan your ride at tri-rail.com, tri-rail.com.
Anna Jar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Don't miss Russo and Rizzo.
The voice of the 305, Jonathan Zaza.
Zaz, will you get into the schedule release of the NFL?
No, what does it do for you? Who cares? You're going to watch it. Literally whatever they put on Thanksgiving, whatever they have on Christmas Day, whatever game it is, you're going to watch it.
The same way, brother.
Well,
no.
you don't tune in to what they're going to do on Sunday Night Football if they're going to mix it up?
It used to be such a big deal to me how many Monday Night Football games the Dolphins have. Now, couldn't care less. Maybe a little bit has to do with that my team stinks.
It's Russo and Rizzo, weekdays at 4, here on ESPN 1063.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Wrapping up here from New Bank Stadium. Appreciate everyone who listened on ESPN 1063 on Sirius XM Apple TV, and on our YouTube chat at ESPN West Palm FC. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Janet, Killiman, all my people up in there. Appreciate it. Now, first off, Inter Miami getting their first victory here at New Bank Stadium, 2-0. My on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, who has been on sabbatical for a month, said they waited for him to come back and win that game. So, Oscar, we appreciate your services here on the Inter Miami Radio Network. But trolling aside, a lot of thank yous. We're going to play the highlights, but a lot of thank yous. My OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, Santi Rodriguez, Paul Adams, our frequency coordinator, Tomas Horicado did a great job spotting for me for the substitutions and whatnot. Truly a fantastic game and a fantastic way to celebrate Inter Miami's first victory at New Bank Stadium. And not to forget, Kate Chums went back at the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, who cut these goal highlights, your scoring highlights, presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer, AudiUSA.com to learn more. Audi is the official electric car partner of IMCF. Once again, folks, Audi is the official premium and electric car partner of IMCF football. Lionel Messi opening up scoring in the 31st minute. Trying to close in on that penalty arc. Now back to Messi. Suarez to Segovia. Back to Messi. Messi shot. Goal! What a liquid play by Inter Miami. Exactly how they wanted to draw that up. Liquid play. Goal. Lionel Messi. 4 goals in 2 games. Leo's on fire. 1-0. Inter Miami. Take things a step further. Lionel Messi 6 goals in 4 games. And Leo has 17. Lionel Messi has 17 goal and assist contributions in 12 games. Lionel Messi assisted Herman Berterame on this one to make it 2-0. And the midfield circle, Suarez back to Messi. Now at the penalty arc, Leo, saw it, shot, Berterame, goal! Lionel Messi with an incredible run of play, assisting a goal to Herman Berterame. That is liquid play again. Oh my goodness. So Messi, ball on a string and making things happen. Folks, the next time we'll talk to you will be on Pink Smoke coming up on Wednesday at 6 o'clock on ESPN 106.3 and on our YouTube channel at ESPN West Palm FC. And then we will be here next Sunday, 1 week from today. Inter Miami will host Philadelphia. It'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff. Once again, thank you to my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, Santi Rodriguez here in the booth as well, Paul Adams, our frequency coordinator, and Kate Chumsland, our producer, back at the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. The party is on a Sunday night in Miami as Inter Miami wins their first game at New Bank Stadium on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
If you love soccer, let Tri-Rail be your connection to Inter Miami CF games at Miami Freedom Park. Take the train to skip